This is Vladka, the Sound Shamaness, and welcome to Crystal Speak. Today, I would like to share a little bit of information about who I am and what I do with the crystals that I prepare for people when I sell crystals through my Etsy shop, and in the ways that I do that. A good friend of mine encouraged me to do this as a way to give a little bit more background and information because what I do is unique. So, the way that I usually start when a crystal has sold in my Etsy shop, I'll cleanse and clear it. I cleanse and clear it before I list it, but I cleanse and clear it once again. And I like to clear it with kyanite. It's something I learned from my teacher, and I find it very effective. Then I like to take the person's name who's purchased the crystal. Now, in some cases, I will message back and forth with the customer, but sometimes people prefer to be silent, and I honor that. And I do let them know that I'm available if they want to dialogue or have any questions. But when they choose not to, then I only have their name to go with, and that's sometimes enough. So I'll say their name, and I will let the crystal know that it's going to their new keeper and what the keeper's name is. And then I will prepare the space. So I have a variety of instruments that I use to accompany my voice. My vocal sound healing is intuitive, and I've been doing it for over 30 years. It came through the work that I did spiritually. It's part of my spiritual ancestry and tradition. It is an expression of my soul. And the sounds are intuitive. And when I connect more deeply with a person and or a crystal that is going to a particular person, then certain sounds will come through, and I will also get a sense of which instrument to use to accompany my voice that's right for that person. Now, if the person's made several purchases and they've chosen to buy, say, 3 or 4 different crystals, or even 2 different crystals, regardless of their size, I will check to see what instrument is appropriate for that crystal, and it might be different. For example, yesterday I had 4 different crystals for the same person, and I had received very strongly that one of them needed to be with the crystal bowl, and another had to be with the drum. Not had to be, but that was the resonance that was appropriate. And the third and fourth crystals were both amethyst, and I really had the strongest sense to work with them together to create a longer song, so that the individual could work with them together in synergy and meditation, in the ways that I suggested, perhaps, but also in the ways that she intuitively felt right, that were right for her. So, so that's what happens. So then I will start, and I will start with the first crystal if there's more than one, and then I will work with the instrument, and I will let the sounds come through intuitively. It's a process of tuning in. It's a process of bringing my caring and my loving. It, to me, it's my great work. I believe we all have a great work, and some of that in the world is really obvious for certain people, and for some of us it might be just in our communities or with our families or with our friends. And for me, the more that I do this work with crystals to align them with sound for an individual, the more that I feel that my soul comes through, as a way to connect, or help the crystals to resonate in a way that awaken that person's soul and whatever it is that they most need at that time. And that's my intention when I'm doing this work and aligning these crystals. And so the song comes through. The song comes through for that particular crystal and for that individual. And also part of that process for me is I like to choose a gift for the person. But when I do that, again, I like to tune in. And sometimes that gift is a surrogate of the bigger crystal that they've purchased, even if it's a handheld. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not the same type of crystal. It's not an amethyst. It might be, for example, a garnet, because it feels appropriate that that spiritual energy needs to be more grounded for this individual. So if I listen intuitively as to what the gift needs to be, and the gift is also aligned and harmonized with the crystal that's been purchased for that individual. Okay, so it's in that way it's customized. And again, my intent is for the energy and the synergy to be for the highest good for the person, and to help them in whatever way that their higher self, that their soul wants them to receive help now. I feel that that's part of my work. And when I do this work, I feel a tremendous amount of joy. And I know that I'm in my power at those times. And there's such a sense of harmony and alignment. And if the energy is not there, then I'll do whatever I need to do that I've learned over my 30 years of spiritual work. And from my teacher and friend, I've learned how to transmute energy. And so that is also something that I do. I transmute my negative ego before I begin this ritual of preparing crystals for individuals. Now, one more thing I want to add is that often at times I am an intuitive. I am not a psychic, but I am an intuitive, and I am a crystal intuitive. And I have a rapport with crystals. Different people have different rapports or relationship, but I have a unique one with when I work with crystals, and I'm in the zone and I receive information. And there's a synergy, a dance, a movement, a lyrical ritual that happens with the crystals and I at those times that are unseen, but are experienced in the resonance and the energy that people receive when they receive their crystals. And so sometimes the information, intuitive information, will come through for that person. But I always like to add that whether they're suggestions, that I'm pulling out of all my years of experience with crystals, from crystal workshops and working with crystals hands-on, and talking to other crystal people of how they've worked with technique, etc. Whether I'm pulling from that resource or resources, or whether it's coming intuitively, I always tell people to check. I want to put the empowerment back in your hands. I offer suggestions as ways to expand your creativity and your imagination where crystals are concerned. To start playing and thinking about, oh, how could I work with this crystal? Is this a possible way? And finding what feels right for you. So I'm hoping, and from the feedback that I've received from many people, from many customers, that when people receive their crystals, that they receive an energy that supports them, that supports you in the way that you most need now, that is an expression and a synergy of more of who you are. So it facilitates for more of who you are to come forth. And that's my intention. That's my desire. I love working with people one-on-one. I love to customize sessions for people, whether it's just a one-time session or whether it's, an ongoing process of once or twice a month. And those types of sessions can be customized. We can talk about it. So if you have any interest in that way, let me know. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll put information on my YouTube channel in the description. And if you go to the YouTube channel, please, I would really appreciate it if you do a like on this video. And also if you want to find or experience more videos with information about crystals or experience songs and sound stories, you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you for taking this time to be with me and to listen to this information. Have a beautiful day.